So today I'm going to share with you a few things I learned as a beginner alcohol marker user, and I'll give you my honest thoughts about the Chen Rui brand of markers. All the materials I used are linked in the video description below if you're interested in purchasing any of these items. So I bought my Chen Rui markers from Shopee for 689 Philippine pesos. The link is in the video description, as I mentioned. It's a set of 80 markers, and it came in a black carrying bag with a pen holder. Each marker has a chisel tip and a brush tip, and it comes with a plastic page liner, which is supposed to protect the paper underneath from bleeds. For paper, I used the Ohuhu Marker Pad, which I also got from Shopee for 663 pesos. The pad is 210 by 210 millimeters and has 78 sheets of 200 GSM heavyweight paper. It's acid-free, and the pages are perforated, so that makes them easy to tear. It also has an elastic band and a pocket for loose papers, which is ideal if you take your sketchbook with you to places. So to begin, I first decided to do a swatch of all the colors that I had in my set, just to familiarize myself with the colors and how the ink flowed onto the paper. And once that was done, I got to work on some pieces. So here are some of the artworks I made using the Chen Rui alcohol markers. I did a few horse drawings. Horses are one of my favorite subjects to draw and paint, and I chose them because I wanted a really large subject with plenty of surface area that's not too complicated to color. So once I got more confident, I used the markers to try some human portraits to see if I could render some skin tones with the colors in the Chen Rui set. And then lastly, I worked on this drawing of two birds because this allowed me to test out the green, the red, and the yellow colors in my Chen Rui set, which I hadn't used in the previous drawings. So I'd say these drawings turned out pretty well. You can see some of the marker streaks resulting in some unevenness in the coloring and blending. But at this point, I'm not too sure if that's a fault of the marker quality or just my inexperience with alcohol marker use. So it's not a deal breaker for me. The streakiness is minimal, and you could easily, smooth things out using colored pencils. So I do really like that the colors are very vibrant. The 80-piece set comes with a good range of colors, though I do wish there were a few more blues to choose from. The selection was a bit limited for what I wanted to achieve, especially in this horse drawing that I did. Obviously, I like that they are affordable. 689 pesos for a full set is really great for beginners who just want to test out the medium. You can do a lot of art with just this one set. I've already filled out about 5 sketchbook pages, and none of the markers have run out yet. Sometimes a marker will seem to dry out, but I found that you can just cap it, stand it upright on the tip side that has dried out or seemingly dried out, leave it like that for a while, and that usually fixes it, and you'll be able to color with it once again. So I'm not sure if alcohol markers are in general light fast, and there's no info on the Chen Rui markers box about it or anywhere online. So I don't know if artwork rendered with these markers would stand the test of time and do well if displayed, in a frame and not fade. So not knowing this, I would probably right now just recommend it for more of, art that's something you would turn into prints. I would also research about applying a fixative or a spray that might help preserve alcohol marker art. If you have any ideas about that, please leave me a comment and share your recommendations for fixatives in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. So overall, I definitely would recommend these markers. They're very fun to use. They're not messy. It's easy to just grab these markers and color something and make it saturated and, opaque, and have coloring that's really opaque without having to pull out and prep all your painting materials, which can sometimes be tedious and, messy. So it's great for coloring with these for sketchbook art and for mixed media pieces. Now, what did I learn as a beginner using alcohol markers? Number 1, you really have to use the right kind of paper for your markers. The wrong paper will absorb too much ink, it will cause blotting or bleeding, and will make blending very difficult. So the Ohuhu Marker Pad checks all the boxes for being the right paper to use. Number 2, not all colors will blend well together. Colors closer together on the color wheel or with similar values will blend more easily, but that's also not a strict rule. It's still best to experiment and learn from experience. Number 3, draw large. Especially if you're a beginner, markers like these, especially the Chen Rui markers, they're not meant for, really detailed work. So, give yourself some space to blend and layer the colors. If you really need to do details, the brush tip pen on the Chen Rui works best for that. Number 4, other media can enhance your marker artwork. I used fine liner ink pens, sometimes colored pencils to even out colors and for some details. So mixing media can really help elevate your final piece. Number 5, keep your blending colors at the ready. So when you're blending, leave the markers you're using uncapped and close at hand so that you can avoid alcohol ink drying too fast on the page, and then this will help you get smoother transitions with your blending. So number 6, it's actually possible to fix small mistakes. So with mistakes, I would use white ink pens to cover up errors. And I also found that you can revive some of the colors that you already have down on the page sometimes when you go over them later. With either you go over them with the same color or with a blending marker. And sometimes that makes blending even easier if you let it dry first and then revive it later. So of course, as with any medium, practice makes progress. Don't be afraid to make these mistakes. Keep experimenting, and that's definitely how you'll get better with alcohol marker use. So as for the Ohuhu Marker Pad, I think it's excellent for alcohol markers. It allows really smooth blending. The colors don't bleed through, even though you might be using multiple layers of coloring and blending on the pages, which allows you to color on both sides with no problems whatsoever. And I definitely recommend this for marker work, and I would want to test it with other media as well. So if you have any questions or comments about alcohol markers, feel free to leave them in the comments section below. I'd love to hear from you. You'll find links to all the products mentioned in the description below. Full disclosure, if you follow the affiliate links to make a purchase of these or other art materials, I do get a small commission, which I'd really appreciate. It helps me keep making videos like these. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click on the notification bell if you'd like to see more of my artwork and my reviews. Bye.